reading, if you will. So today, right now, in this moment, we about to hit Numbers chapter 26, the whole chapter. Now I'm gonna be reading out of the Christian Standard Version, Christian Standard Bible version. The reason why I do that version is because again, like I talked about in my last video, the version don't really matter. What matters is whether it makes sense to you or not, whether you can understand what you're reading. It ain't no point in you reading out of this prestige version if you don't understand what it is that you're reading. Because if you don't understand it, how is it going to sink in? How are you supposed to get the revelation and the understanding, right? That comes with the reading of his word for it to change your heart, for it to change your mind, for it to change your life. If you don't understand, you need to understand what it is that you are reading for it to take root, for it to take shape, for it to bring forth change, the change that it is supposed to. Not saying that God won't do that, but one of the ways you spend time with God is by reading his word. But if you don't understand his word, how effective can it be if you don't understand what it is that you're reading? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I'm about to get back to it. Numbers chapter 26. Now, y'all bear with me. Last time we went over Numbers chapter 25, we talked about how Israel worshiped Baal and how God felt about that. Now, again, for a little context for everybody, my God, prayerfully your God as well, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? Is a jealous God. He don't play that mess. He don't want you worshiping or serving nobody but him. You know what I'm saying? You spend time with God, you spend time in his word, you begin to understand these things. So when Israel was worshiping Baal, right? God told Moses, like, nah, I'm gonna destroy them. Let the people know I'm about to destroy them because I'm tired of this. Up until this point, God had got Israel out of the land of Egypt, out of the slavery, and they were just complaining time and time again. Although God had already performed miracles before their very eyes, through Moses, honestly, uh, Israel was still complaining, still worshiping other gods like the golden calf thing. Israel still doing their own thing. And God put it with them time and time again. It's because of their complaining and their disbelief and unbelief, if you will, right? That this generation, this current generation of Israel, current being like during that time after they left the land of Egypt and it was in the wilderness. This current generation of Israel was not going to see the land of milk and honey due to their unbelief, due to how they was just rebelling, honestly. Like they even went up against Moses and Aaron talking about who made you blase, blah, and all this stuff. And God was about to destroy them. Like I said, God was about to destroy these people multiple times because he got tired of them. And every time Moses interceded for them. And it was one time where Moses had interceded, but a plague had already begun. So by the time Moses had Aaron do a offering, I believe, for God to stop the plague, that plague had already took thousands of lives. Because again, God was tired of them. You know what I'm saying? Um, and if you actually sit, read the word, and think about the word, you can see how it applies to this day. Like God is saying yesterday, today, and forevermore. Nothing's changed. You know what I'm saying? God doesn't change. God is who he is. If you don't understand God, then you need to spend some more time with him. And that's cool because we're born into this life. And unless we expose ourselves to the history of God, right? Then we won't have knowledge of him. We'll have hearsay. So how can you truly gain knowledge and understanding of the God that you should serve if you don't spend time with him, if you don't read up about him? You know what I'm saying? So that's enough rambling. I'm about to get back to chapter 26 in Numbers. I hope my rambling helped you. If it has not, then pray for me. You know what I'm saying? Pray for you as well. You know what I'm saying? We all need prayer. All right, so Numbers chapter 26. After the plague, the Lord said to Moses and Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, take a census of the entire Israelite community by their ancestral families, of those 20 years old or more who can serve in Israel's army. This is verse 3 now I'm reading. So Moses and the priest Eleazar said to them in the plains of Moab by the Jordan from Jericho, take a census of those 20-year-olds or more, as the Lord had commanded Moses and the Israelites who came out of the land of Egypt. And if you don't know by this point, God is communicating to the Israelites through Moses, who basically devoted himself to serving God, right? So God is talking to Moses. A little side note: God speaks. God, God speaks. It's up to us to quiet everything else down, right? To hear His voice, because God not about to try to compete for your ear. God don't do that. He not about to try to compete for your ear. If you got all these other distractions, all these other things in your ear, God not about to try to yell over top of them just for you to hear Him, just for you to listen to Him. He's not going to do that. Moses quieted everything else down and made a consistent habit of hearing from God. That's why he is able to hear from God so well and relay messages to the rest of the Israelite community. I am now in verse 5. Reuben was the firstborn of Israel. Reuben's descendants, the Hanochite clan from Hanoch, uh, the Paulite clan from Palu, the Hezronite clan from Hezron, the Carmite clan from Carmi. Uh, these were the Reubenite clans, and their registered men numbered 43,730. The son of Palu was Eliab. I might be butchering these names. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me. You feel me? I wasn't alive back then, so I don't exactly know the proper pronunciation. But again, I'm in Numbers chapter 6. If you want to try to read these names yourselves, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what the proper pronunciation is. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know. Verse 8. The son of Palu was Elad. The sons of Elad were Nemuel, Dathan, and Ab- Abraham. Abraham. It was Dathan and Abraham chosen by the community who fought against Moses and Aaron. They are Korah's followers, fought against the Lord. Again, oh, it goes over it right here. I'm gonna just read that. The earth opened its mouth and swallowed them with Korah when his followers died, and the fire consumed 250 men. They serve as a warning sign. The sons of Korah, however, did not die. All right, little context right there. That was verse that was verse 9 and 10 and 11 specifically, right? Remember I talked about how people stood up and rose up against Moses and Aaron, talking about y'all serve like basically Satan, right? And you going up against God, a bunch of blasphemy, if you will. And God was not pleased. And God had Moses tell the people, I believe, right? Because this was like a few chapters ago in the book of Numbers. All you people that basically coming against me and Aaron, I want all of y'all to show up tomorrow with fire pans. And whoever has a fire that just appears before them is who God is going to talk to, right? So the next day showed up. The next day happened. Fire blossomed in front of Moses or Aaron. Okay, again, I can't believe it was one. I can't remember. It was one of the two. Anyway, fire blossomed. Everybody saw it. That's who God's talking to, right? As for the people that rose up against them, you know what I'm saying? Like death is coming. You know what I'm saying? Like God is tired and action is about to take place. So Moses issued a warning. These three people and their families are about to die, basically, right? Like get away from them. The ground literally opened up and swallowed these people. And as for the other 250 men that stood against Moses and Aaron, because they were following these people, fire instantly consumed them. Like instantaneously, they like was consumed by fire. Like fire just and they died. That's what this passage is referring to. Again, this is a Numbers. Can't exactly remember the chapter. I'm in chapter 26 right now. I know it's in the book of Numbers. Probably in the 20s somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I definitely highlighted it at some point because I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go too far off track. Anyway, I'm in verse 12 right now, chapter 26. Simeon's descendants by their clans: the Nemulite clan from Nemuel, the Jemite clan from Jamin, the Joshnite clan from Joshim, the Zerite clan from Zerah, the Shaulite clan from Shaul. These were the Semonite clans, numbering 22,200 men. Again, I know I'm butchering some of these names, probably all of them. Bear with me. All right, so we're going over a bunch of clans. I'm gonna read them for the sake of reading these. You know what? I'm actually not going to read these. There are a bunch of clans here and the descendants. This clan and the descendants of these clans and how much they're numbering. So basically, from the looks of it, right, Numbers chapter 25 is giving you like census information. Like when they were told to register the men 20 years or older, that's what this chapter is about. How much this clan has, how much this clan has, how much this clan has. It gives you context as well about the previous stuff that took place in previous chapters, like when the fire consumed the 250 men, how people rose up against Moses and Aaron, how the ground opened up and swallowed these people, right? So majority of Numbers chapter 26 is about basically census information. Census, Census. In case my enunciation or pronunciation right is off and it's throwing you a curveball, that is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go to verse 52 because now we're getting back to you know what I'm gonna go to verse 51. These registered Israelite men number 601,730 people. Verse 52. The Lord spoke to Moses, the land is to be divided among them as an inheritance based on the number of names. Increase the inheritance for a large tribe and decrease it for a small one. Each is to be given in its inheritance according to those who were registered in it. The land is to be divided by lot. They will receive an inheritance according to the names of their ancestral tribes. Each inheritance will be divided by a lot among the larger and smaller tribes. These were the Levites registered by their clan. The Gershonite clan from Gershon, the Kohanite clan from Kohath, the Merarite clan from Merari. These were the Levi family groups. The Lebanite clan, the Heronite clan, the Malite clan, the Mushite clan, and the Korite clan. Korhath was the ancestor of Amram. This is verse 59 now. The name of Amram's wife was Joshbed, a descendant of Levi, born to Levi in Egypt. She bore Amram, Aaron, Moses, and their sister Miriam. Yes, okay. Not Nadab, Abu, Eleazar, and Ithmar were born to Aaron. But Nadab and Abu died when they presented unauthorized fire before the Lord. Yeah. Verse 62. Those registered were 23,000. Every male 1 month old or more, they were not registered among the Israelites because no inheritance was given to them among the Israelites. These were the ones registered by Moses and the priest Eleazar when they registered the Israelites on the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho. But among them was not one of those who had been registered by Moses and the priest. Aaron, when they registered the Israelites in the wilderness of Sinai, For the Lord said, for the Lord had said to them that they would all die in the wilderness. None of them was left except Caleb, son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, son of Nun. And that is the end of chapter 26. So I want to talk about these this final verse. I want to talk about this final verse, verse 65. For the Lord has said to them that they would all die in the wilderness. None of them was left except Caleb, son of Jeph Jephunneh, and Joshua, son of Nun. So basically, right, the Lord had guided them to the land of milk and honey. This Israelite community, the Lord had guided them to the land of milk and honey. They get to the land, and Moses, I believe it was Moses, he had sent scouts out to scout, right, who exactly is in his land. So the scouts go out. I think it was like maybe 12 men. These 12 men went out and they basically scouted who's in the land. They come back and they report to Moses, Aaron, and the rest of the Israelite community right there. They're like, yo, in this land, they got people that's like giants. Basically, they're referring to Nephilim. You know what I'm saying? The Nephilim. They got people that's like giants. They're like 10 feet tall. You got these kind of people here, these kind of people here. Basically, they're spreading doubt amongst the whole Israelite community. They're spreading doubt. And because of the doubt that they spread, right? This doubt is now causing disbelief. Like they're not believing the Lord for what he said. Because remember, the Lord promised that he was going to give them the land of milk and honey. They make it to the land of milk and honey. They scout who's currently in that land. They come back and then they're fearful. They don't believe what the Lord said he was going to do. They're not believing it no more because of who's currently there. Moses responds, right, and basically says, this land is ours for the taking. The Lord is not with the people that's currently in this land. The Lord is not with them anymore. Their covering had been pulled from them. You follow me? The Lord is not with the people in this land anymore. Their covering had been pulled from them. Their protection had been pulled from them. Meaning that should the Israelites, if the Israelites was just to continue in advance and what I'm saying, try to seize that land, they were going to be successful because the Lord had already pulled their protection from that land. So the people that was currently in that land, they was going to lose. They was going to lose that land. However, right, because of the doubt that those scouts spread amongst the Israelite community, that caused a lot of disbelief. They would no longer believe in the Lord. They were fearful. So no matter, even though the Lord said, what I'm saying, even though the Lord said that their protection, their covering is gone, this land is yours, you know what I'm saying? Just go get it. Even though the Lord told them that, because of what they saw, they didn't believe the Lord. This infuriated the Lord because the Lord had already been tired of them, right? Been dealing with them for some time. This infuriated them. And this caused a lot of disbelief amongst the Israelite community. And the Lord didn't like that, right? So if my memory serves me correctly, because again, this is all in the book of Numbers, a previous chapter, of course. The Lord was pissed off. He was annoyed by it. He got tired of him. He grew tired of him countless times. But this specific time, the Lord was going to destroy all of the Israelites. He was going to destroy all of them. Moses interceded, and because of Moses' intercession, right, the Lord was like, all right. Because what the Lord wanted to do, the Lord told Moses he about to destroy these people, and he's going to make Moses into a great nation. The Lord interceded and was like, Lord God, you are slow to anger. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you can't do this, God, because you don't want to just you don't want our enemies to say you brought us out the land of Egypt just to destroy us. You know what I'm saying? So Moses is interceding and pleading basically on behalf of the entire Israelite community. And the Lord was like, all right, I'm not going to do that anymore. What I am going to do, however, this entire generation will not see the land of milk and honey. The only two that's going to see the land of milk and honey is Caleb and and Joshua. These are the only two that's going to see it. And the reason why the Lord picked those two, because they were, from my understanding, right? The Lord picked those two because these two were the only ones that was not like doubting the Lord. They was not like just forgetting everything the Lord had said and just succumbing to their fear, right? So the Lord picked them and said that those two are the only two from this current generation that's going to see the land of milk and honey. The rest of you will die off. You know what I'm saying? And of course, some people didn't like that, of course. You know what I'm saying? And there was even like a person or a group of people, I think it was a person, one individual, who tried to just move forward anyway and take the land anyway. And Moses had warned him. Again, this is in previous chapters, but Moses had warned him and was like, yo, don't do that. You don't got the Lord. He's not backing you. You shouldn't do this. And the dude didn't listen to him, right? And the dude went into the lane anyway, tried to take it. And of course, he didn't. He was unsuccessful. He lost. But just a little context for the chapter 27. I mean, just a little context for chapter 26. I hope all that, hope you understood everything. If not, you know what I'm saying? Open your Bible, spend some time with God, you know what I'm saying? Get that understanding. Because I could tell you anything, And unless you read it for yourself, how you gonna know what's true and what's not true? You know what I'm saying? You might have a deeper level of understanding than I do, or anybody for that matter, because you spent time reading the verse, you spend time with God yourself. So he might give you another revelation. He might give you a deeper revelation. And with that revelation, you know what I'm saying? You can help people out too. But you need to know what you're talking about. In order for you to know what you're talking about, right? You need to spend time with God. Anyway, peace, blessings, prayers be upon you. I love you all, and I'll catch y'all on the next video. I'm out.